This video today is for two really yum impossible pies. One is an apricot and almond and the other is a blueberry and coconut. An impossible pie gets its name because it magically transforms to a custardy centre and a crusty top while it bakes in the oven. And Mike and I haven't had a dessert for at least a week, so I'm really looking forward to making these today. And you know what? You can serve them with cream or custard or even ice cream, and both of them convert really lovely to gluten-free. And this is how you do it. So the first thing you need to do is set your oven to 160 degrees with a fan or 180 degrees Celsius without a fan, and I'll leave the Fahrenheit equivalent in the recipe on the website, and also leave the grams for anything I'm measuring today in the recipe on the website, just to speed things up a bit. So I'm using just like a quiche dish here, a glass dish, and it's like a 6-cup capacity, and all you want to do is just grease it lightly with a little bit of butter and set it aside. So just crack 4 eggs into a bowl. Give them a whisk with a whisker. Then add 100 grams of butter that's been melted and cooled. Now the recipe says 2 cups, 500 mils of unsweetened almond milk, but I just use regular whole milk. 1 cup of caster sugar, 1 cup of almond meal, which is just finely ground blanched almonds, 3/4 of a cup of desiccated coconut, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour or plain flour, and I'm using gluten-free flour and it works great. And then 1 teaspoon of orange rind, but really finely grated orange rind. If you use a microplane like that, you get a really finely grated orange rind, which equates to 1 whole orange. And I really love the little bit of orange flavour that comes through in this. And then just whisk that all together until it's thoroughly combined. And then take your prepared pan and just pour the mixture into it. Now the recipe actually is for peaches, and they had a tip that you can use apricots instead, and I love apricots. So I'm using apricots instead. And they said just a tin half that size, a 425 gram tin, but I really love the apricots in this, and so I add a few more. But if you only want to use a few, you don't have to use a lot of them. And I just sort of put them around the edge. So tin peaches are the alternative if you don't like apricots. And in the middle. And the last thing I do is just sprinkle over 1/3 of a cup of flaked almonds. Now this goes in the oven for about 50 minutes. The cake will have a bit of a wobble when it comes out, but the centre should be set. So I'm going to set my timer for 45 minutes and check on it then. Oh. Because I put double the apricots, it's really filled it up. I think I'm going to spill this. Oh, made it. I'll check it in 45 minutes. The other one's got 15 minutes to go and the kitchen is smelling really lovely. And this is really easy to whip up, so I think I've got enough time even to whip it up and film it. So I'm just using a 6-cup capacity Pyrex glass quiche dish actually, or pie dish, and all you want to do is grease it lightly with a bit of butter. So into a large bowl, crack 4 whole large eggs, or even extra large, give them a whisk, then add 125 grams of butter that's been melted and cooled. So the recipe actually says 1 cup, which is 250 mils of coconut milk, light coconut milk, and 1 cup of full cream milk. However, this can is 400 mils and I don't like to waste it, and it makes the pie more coconutty anyhow. So I use a whole can, 400 mils of coconut milk and 100 mils of full cream milk. 1 cup of caster sugar, 1 cup of desiccated coconut, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, which is plain flour, and I'm using gluten-free plain flour, 1 teaspoon of finely grated lemon zest. I use the microplane, which gets it really nice and finely grated, and that's probably more than a teaspoon, but 1 lemon. Lemons and blueberries go so well together. And then just mix that all together. And pour this into your prepared dish. Now the recipe calls just for 125 grams of fresh blueberries, but I'm just using frozen blueberries, and I'm a bit more generous than that. I just like to dot the whole top of it with blueberries. So probably about a cup I'm using. That's probably enough. I'm a heavy-handed cook. And the almond one has got 5 more minutes, so as soon as that's out the oven, I'll put this one in. Oh, I'll just leave it another 5 minutes. It should be a little bit wobbly, but the middle should be set, and I think that needs another 5 minutes. Oh, smells so good. Right, so the almond comes out and the blueberry one goes in. Now, really important, before you cut into it, you need to let it rest for 20 minutes. And the middle is just set, the outside is set, and if I give it a little shake, it wobbles, and that's how you want it. If you cook it for a bit too long, it will still taste delicious, but you won't have as much custardy bottom. And that looks so good. Smells lovely. If you're using regular plain flour, this blueberry impossible pie only takes about 40 minutes to bake. And I know that because I make this one at work using normal flour. But if you're using gluten-free flour, it'll take about 60 minutes to bake, and you may need to cover it with a sheet of foil or a sheet of baking paper during the last 10 minutes if it's browning too much around the edges. So that has actually had 60 minutes now. It's got some wobble. The outside is set, but I think that's going to set up nicely. So I'm just going to take it out of the oven. The same as that one, you don't touch it for at least 20 minutes. The blueberry one has been resting for about 20 minutes. It's still quite warm. I actually like to rest them longer than the 20 minutes normally, but to be honest, Mike and I just want a piece. So what looks really pretty over the blueberry one is if you just sift a little bit of icing sugar. And the almond one doesn't need icing sugar because it has lovely almonds on top. I haven't made these for Mike, so I'm curious to see what he thinks. And because it's custardy, you'll have custard at the bottom. And I'm just going to put more custard over the top. Okay, I'll give this to Mike. And you know, because they're so custardy, they might be easier just to scoop out with a spoon. I'm trying to get a nice slice, but it doesn't really work. What was your favourite?
So I sacrificed myself to eat these cakes. And I started with this one. Bloody hell, that's good.
Yeah, right?
And then I had that one and I thought, bloody hell, that's good too. So now I have to eat another piece and I have to pick one. I mean, in the end I eat them all, I know, but...
Which one was your favourite?
I can't say. That's
really?
the point of my discussion with myself.
Now, do you want cream or custard with this one?
Cream. Maybe I'll try custard.
Okay.
I had custard with the other one. Don't put it on top.
Oh, why?
How can I get the taste of the cake?
Oh, sorry, sack me.
I will.
You're welcome. I got no idea how I'm going to make these look pretty for a thumbnail, but they sure do taste good. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these. Like seriously, they're so easy to whip together. And I hope to see you again soon. This recipe magically appeared on my desk amongst all my other recipes, and I don't know where I got it from. And I can't even credit the author because it's no name there, but I'll leave a copy of the recipe on the website.